Yes. Yes, 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 yes. All the yeses. All the yeses. Woo! Good afternoon, everyone. This is Kimrah Minuty. I am joining you today on my YouTube channel, which is Off Duty with Minuty. Please like, share, and subscribe. We are doing a well overdue energy update from just the last 2 months, basically, of insanity. Okay, so today I want to talk about if you're feeling lost, what can you do to feel more centered and less lost, okay? Because it's super important right now for everyone to ground themselves and come to terms with what they need to do from a spiritual perspective and a financial perspective and a emotional perspective. We are in a time right now of extreme turmoil. And if you are constantly gazing outward, you're going to be feeling extra freaking crazy. Okay, so that's why I said if you're feeling lost, this live's for you. So today, the first thing I want to do is let's start with some breathing exercises, guys, to help you get more grounded. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to please shake it off, right? I need you to breathe in through your nose. Hold for 4 and exhale. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Do it again. Hold for 4. Exhale. Okay, so the reason that we're dropping into this space of being grounded, ladies and gentlemen, is because right now, if you're looking into the news, the media, your bank account, you might be feeling a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear. And you might not know what you want to do with your life or how you're going to survive the next 10 seconds. It's not even like you need to go that far. It could only be like 10 seconds, literally, okay? So one of the first things that we forget to do as human beings is to simply breathe. When you were born, you were given all the breath that you would need to survive this lifetime, right? And as long as you don't go ham and do things to cut your breath off, like smoke or catch some sort of crazy disease that will impair your breathing, you will have all the breath you need from the day you are born till the day you die, okay? So it is imperative for you to remember to focus on your breathing when you feel extremely ungrounded, all right? A lot of times I notice that I will hear a loud whooshing sound in my ear, and it has to do with me literally holding my breath in fear, okay? So I like to remind myself and everyone else to simply breathe, all right? Now, the other thing that I wanted to remind people of is the spiritual awakening that we're having right now. It's a mass awakening. There have never been more people waking up than there are this year. So when that happens, you come to be noticing that things are not the way you thought they were, and it's very scary, right? And that's okay. That's okay. What I want you to do is practice releasing the fear related to your awakening. Why? Fear is the mind killer, guys. Fear is not your friend, and fear keeps you stuck in a vibration of anger and sorrow and depression and being lost. So when you feel lost, one of the first things that you can do to spare yourself is to go outside, put your feet on the ground, bare feet, and breathe. Why? When you do that, you are connecting to Gaia. You are connecting to the earth, and you are allowing yourself to receive support literally from the ground up. Why is this so important? So many people right now, especially in the United States, are not feeling supported. How can you tell if you don't feel supported? Well, you might have lower back pain. You might be having panic attacks. You might be having heart palpitations. You might be getting headaches. You might have aches and pains all through your body. Now, typical medical communities will tell you that these are all related to some numerous amount of disease or disorders or whatever. And yes, that is accurate. But the underlying cause of all illness is energetic disease. So dis-ease is the uneasiness of the energy that is trapped in your body, right? So how can you get to the root cause of this dis-ease that you have in your body? Well, your body is your friend. And I've talked about this on my other lives, but oftentimes, it just seems like obvious, but people just ignore this concept. Your body loves you, right? Your body loves you and wants you to feel good. Your body loves you and wants you to not be tired. Your body loves you and wants you to not be in pain. So the way that your body communicates with you is to tell you, pain, this hurts, something's wrong. You need to focus here and understand why you don't feel well, okay? Why don't I feel well today? Okay, so if I wake up in the morning and I've got a migraine, there's many reasons why I could have a migraine. Now, usually it's something related to anger and not taking yourself, invalidating yourself. That's the word I was looking for. So usually when you have a migraine or a headache, it's something that you just know that you're capable of doing, but that you invalidated yourself with. And so that allows you to now have this pain trapped in your head. Now, those of you who have been ascending for a while are going to be like, well, what about the Schumann's resonance? What about EMF frequencies? What about 5G? What about? All of these things will also play into your migraine. Because if you are an extremely sensitive individual, you can be affected by all of the things that I just previously mentioned. But your goal as you're ascending is to be less affected by those external things, okay? You don't want to be affected by them. You want to understand that those things can play a part in your discomfort, but you want to find a way to free yourself from the discomfort. So that is the purpose of your awakening, guys. You awaken from all types of health issues, all types of financial issues, all types of relationship issues, all types of these other problems. Why? You awaken from those things so that you can solve them. They are all cues, right? So all of your traumas are the roadmap to your ascension. They're not traumas for you to just stay there forever and be freaking traumatized. Like, that's not the damn point. The point is that every shitty thing that ever happened to you in your life is a trigger point so that you can get to the next place you need to go, so that you can get closer to your path, closer to your purpose, and closer to who you are authentically in here, okay? So this year, 2020, is a shit show, right? Everybody's like, what the fuck is going on with 2020? It was supposed to be the year of great clarity. It was supposed to be the year of expansion. It was supposed to be all these amazing things. And there's a pandemic, there's freaking wildfires, blah, 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 blah. It looks like the world is ending. Well, guess what? When you're creating something new, you ever seen what it looks like when people create a building? Does it look extra tidy? No. When you're going to build a house, you have to rip the earth up, lay a foundation, make sure that foundation is solid, and then you build the four walls. You don't just plunk down the four walls of the house on a shitty foundation. Your house is not going to last. So the upheaval that you're seeing right now in our world, and if you live in the United States, specifically the United States is a damn disaster. If you are living and looking at all of these things, you are going to miss the most important show. It's right here. You are the most important show that needs to be revised for your awakening, for your expansion, for your ascension. Why? Todd Medina always says on Soulology, the human is the hero, and he is 1000% correct. Why? Because you incarnated into these bodies so that you could integrate your divine spiritual self into the meat suit, right? This flesh and bone body. So for you to constantly be trying to escape this body is defeating the purpose of you fucking coming here. Like, you came here to learn how to integrate this body and do stuff with it. You came here so that you could draw your divinity into this body, heal whatever trigger points are not working, and come to a new level of abundance and reclaim your birthright. Okay? So the things that I wanted to share with you guys today that are important are, first and foremost, stop focusing externally, okay? Stop it. Because you're not going to find the answers that you need on the news, in the media, on social media, in the store. Like, that's not where you're going to find the things that you need. Remember, you were born with all the breath you'll ever need. But we've been so conditioned to not even freaking look at it, to not even breathe properly, that you're forgetting your most basic inalienable right. You have the right to breathe. You have the right to take up space. You are worthy. You are so worthy of happiness, of joy, of respect, of not being taken advantage of. And depending on where you are in your life and whatever your mixture is, you're going to be like, I need boundaries. I don't need boundaries. I need to be loved. I don't need to be that much loved. Listen, if you are a person who has never had boundaries, you fucking need them. You know why? Because imagine this. You're a cup, right? You're this beautiful cup. And you decided that you're so loving, you have no boundaries, right? So then someone tries to pour into your cup and all of the liquid just leaks the fuck out. Why? You have no walls to your container. How can you potentially hold the abundance that the universe is trying to give you if you don't have a container? Or if you have a container that's got a bunch of freaking holes in it, or it's cracked, or it's chipped, because life will do that to your container. Life will like jack up your container, and you can either choose to be continually beat down by this container, or you could just choose to realize that, oh, this dent here, let's smooth it out. This hole here, let's patch it up. This situation, this crack, let's lube it up. Why? Why? Because you can. You're the creator of your own reality. You choose how miserable you get to be. You're so free, you can choose bondage. That's the problem with free will. You're so free, you can leave yourself in the most miserable state. Why? Because A, nobody told you could change. B, you decided it was too fucking hard. C, you want to argue for your limitations. D, you're just like, meh, I'm too tired to bother anymore. Okay, that's up to you. But what you don't need to do, honestly and truthfully, what you don't need to do is go around rushing and trying to be like, hey, I'm awake. You wake up. You wake up. Why don't you wake up? God, they're so stupid for not waking up. That's not what this is about, ladies and gentlemen. The awakening process has changed drastically. The ascension process has changed drastically. It's all about healing yourself, thereby healing the world, okay? This is something that I always tell my clients and my friends and everybody who is on my Facebook page. And you guys can go to Silver Lining Spirals on Facebook, or you can go to Kimrah Minuty on Facebook, guys. I'll leave the links right here in the chat. But it's so super important for you to understand that you were meant to be so much more than what people are allowing you to be, or have told you could be, or any of those things, okay? And it's not to your advantage to continue to be this way at all. Like, you get to choose how happy you can be. Now, is it easy at the beginning? No. I'm not going to pretend and lie and act like when I wanted to be happy, it just happened overnight, because that was not the case. I had 20 years with mental health disorders and bipolar and depression and anxiety and yada, yada, yada. So these things are not an easy fix, but they are fixable. The thing is you have to first address it here, and then link it here to your heart, and then decide that nothing is going to get in the way of your happiness, okay? And that's not for you to bypass spiritually. It's for you to understand that every place that you were hurt and broken and harmed is an opportunity for you to add more love and more joy back into your life. Okay, so a lot of people will talk about inner child healing. Well, why do you want to go back to your inner child? Because the majority of the traumas that people have sustained happen in early childhood, right? And if you find that once you've done inner child healing, that you still have some sort of situation that doesn't seem to want to clear, well, then that's when you want to look into ancestral healing and clearing bloodlines and going back into your Akashic record and going back through generational bloodline issues, okay? Because the majority of us are cleaning up generational traumas. So you're not going to have a quick fix just with the inner child healing. Everything that you're doing is going to be a multi-pronged approach unless you had a reasonably stable sort of upbringing, okay? And nobody really damaged you till you were older. But if you're like me, that's not the fucking case. You got jacked up early. People were evil to you. They took advantage of you. They crapped all over your big, beautiful heart. And now you need to implement some strong ass boundaries. Okay. So I am a strong proponent of boundaries. Why? Because I used to let people love me into the ground. And then I realized that that wasn't actually unconditional love. It was very much a conditional sort of love. Okay. What is the difference? Unconditional love is love that doesn't ask for anything, doesn't expect anything. It's just the abundance of the universe pouring out on you and allowing everything that you ever needed to come to you with ease and grace and joy. Why? Because there is no resistance in unconditional love. Unconditional love is just always overflowing like a spring. It's always available for you to tap into. It's always wanting you to have more. That's unconditional love, okay? We don't have that here. We are trying to bring it in. So if you hear people talking about 5D, 5D is a place of unconditional love. But a lot of people are thinking, oh, well, 5D is, blah, 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 blah. It's this place you go to. No. 5D is a mental place and a spiritual heart place and an emotional place where you are bringing this level of unconditional love into every field of your existence. You're unconditionally loving your body. You're unconditionally loving yourself. You're unconditionally loving your family. You're unconditionally loving the people who hurt you. You're unconditionally loving your environment. You're unconditionally loving whatever. It's unconditional love in the 5D is about transcending the hurts and the polarization and coming to a place of balance, okay? And it starts in so many different ways. Like, it just depends. Like, nobody can tell you where you're going to start your journey. It's going to start in as many different places as there are people in this world, okay? This is an extremely unique and individualized process. There is no real blueprint for the ascension, folks. There is no real blueprint for it. Only you know what the hell happened to you and how that is currently affecting you, okay? I'm just gonna be 1,000 real because everybody has different experiences. And for me to sit here and tell you that you have to ascend this way, that way, and that way, I would be wrong. I would be fucked up. And I would be doing you a disservice because then I'm going to make you feel some type of way about what it is that you're actually going through. That is not the point, okay? That's not the point. The point is for you to gain a level of clarity and start to find your way into your own heart. How do you find your way into your own heart? Meditation is a good way, but if you find you can't still your mind, walk. If you find that you can't do that, run. Oftentimes, moving meditation is a better way to get started because when you're moving, you focus your breath and empty your mind in a way that you would not normally do so, which is difficult for the majority of Americans to do. They find it really hard to just sit down and declutter their minds. Why? We're constantly being bombarded by signals. We're constantly being bombarded by sounds. We're constantly being bombarded by people's issues. So if you're an empath, sometimes clearing your mind is like the most impossible thing. Even if you're not an empath, if you're a highly sensitive person who still has access to all these extra frequencies, you're going to struggle with emptying your mind initially. But the purpose of all of this is to go ahead and try it. And then don't give up. You can't give up, guys. Like, giving up is just like sitting in your trauma and decorating the hole. Like, if someone throws you into a well, are you going to sit there in the well and just be like, well, I'm in a well now, I'll never get out? No, you're going to cry, you're going to scream, you're going to try to climb your way out, right? That's the point. The point is, you don't want to get dropped into a hole and just stay in the hole and then get comfortable and then start decorating and then make it pretty and then wonder why you're fucking miserable. No, you have to understand that when you get thrown into a pit, this is the time when you need to look around and go, why am I in this pit? What is the purpose of this pit? What is it doing? What is it teaching me? How can I use this to spur myself to an even greater height? Okay? I just took a month off from doing Gaia Soars because I was in a pit, not gonna lie. The universe yanked out a bunch of things that I was like, whoa. I was like, fuck, what do I do now? And it was devastating. Like, I'm not gonna pretend that it was simple or easy. No, it was fucking devastating and I needed a break. And I could not be of service to anyone because I was struggling. And so oftentimes, oh my God, my guides want to tell me something. Hold on. Oftentimes, you are not wanting to rest. Why? Because society has taught you to go, 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 go. And you won't allow yourself the ability to do what you know you need to do. So you usually get sick. Why? Because unless you're sick, you're not allowed to rest, right? You ever felt that way? Like, oh, I can never rest. So the only way that you're allowed to rest is if you get sick, okay? So a lot of people will have all types of illnesses because they never allowed themselves to rest, or they didn't think their body was allowed to rest, or their friends or their family or their job wouldn't let them rest. So then what happens? Well, you can get a sick note if you're sick, right? And then you can rest. So if you're catching this pattern in your life of where you become ill often, you need to look at where am I not allowing myself the grace period necessary to rest? Why am I not resting? And why is it difficult for me to rest? What is happening in my mind that is not allowing me to relax? I am a quintessential workaholic, y'all. Like, I grew up with workaholics. It was in my mentality. I'm a go, 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 go person. I'm like, and even this month-long break that I took, yesterday I just was like, I can't rest anymore. I'm fucking bored. I was like, I need to get out there and help people. I'm bored. Okay? Like, it's not in my nature to just sit around and do nothing. And it's definitely not in my nature to not sit around and help people. Like, I have to help people. It's how I feel better. Yay. And so I wanted to say to a couple of people who had reached out to me during this very difficult time, please forgive me for not getting back to you and being of service to you. Okay? Truthfully, I went through my own freaking bottomless pit abyss of problems, and I was unable to be of service. And for that, I am truly sorry, because I always want to be of service to people. But with that being said, a balanced feminine and a balanced masculine understands when you need to take a break and sit the fuck down and do what's best for this vessel. Okay? And so don't overdo it, guys, because you can only help people from the level of your own health and your own mental stability and your own emotional stability. So you're not really doing people a service when you're freaking only able to give them 1% of you, because that's all you have left after you've done run yourself into the ground. You know what I mean? So it's really a difficult perspective at times to want to be of service. And I know a lot of light workers go through this. They want to be of service so badly, but you can't be of service if you're not first serving self and allowing your body to be in the state of rest that it needs to be. Why? We're going through multiple ascension symptoms right now, ladies and gentlemen. So many different ascension symptoms. This last week was just sheer exhaustion. Okay? Why? Mars went retro, Saturn went direct, Pluto is about to go direct, and we have shifted into Libra. There's a new full moon on the way, and Venus and Mercury are doing an interesting dance. We're in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. Okay? So we have like 7 planets doing 1,000 different things, and people are like, oh, but that doesn't affect me. Wrong. It totally affects you. It totally affects you. You're freaking sleepy as heck. You're losing time. You don't know where you are. You don't know where you've been. You swear it's Saturday, but it's fucking Monday, right? Like, you can't get any work done. Your body is breaking down. You're overheating. You're dizzy as hell. You can't eat enough. You're eating too little. Like, the ascension symptoms are crazy right now. Backache. Like, I know there's another wave of womb healing. So you're going to have feelings like you're having your period, but there's no period yet. Okay. All of these things are happening right now. All of these things are happening and they're overwhelming. And if you're not able to understand what is going on with the ascension, with the Schumann resonance, with the EMF frequencies of the planet, with the simple fact that there are lots of people dying, and it's not just related to the pandemic, it's related to everything. Why? Why is all of this happening, guys? Because it must, okay? And that does not mean that it's easier. That does not mean that when your family members die, it's good. It's not. It sucks. Like, it's the most painful thing. Hi, Jude. Yay. I was just listening to your song. Guys, if you have the opportunity to jump onto Jude Harpstar's YouTube page, guys, you have got to listen to her harp music. I am obsessed. Hashtag obsessed. I've been listening to this one song, Geranium, for about 8 days now. Okay? So check it out. She does this beautiful music, y'all. I love her so much. Oh my God. I just took like a whole side note. Like, Jude, I love you. So, but more importantly, guys, what can you do to help yourself? And I'm glad that Jude came on, because when you listen to certain frequencies, you are able to reset your internals to the frequency of Gaia, the frequency of God, the frequency of the universe. And when you freaking do that, your life is improved always. So you need to listen to 432 hertz music. But let me say this, not all 432 hertz is created equal. That's one. So you need to be mindful of when you listen to something, when you're listening to something, does it make you feel good or does it make you feel funny? Okay? And if it does make you feel funny, you want to analyze why. Why is it making me feel funny? Is it because it's something that I'm not used to, or is it irritating something in me that needs to be healed? I don't know. I can't tell you that unless I speak to you specifically. But you want to learn discernment, okay? So let's do an empowerment activation, right? Because I want you to be empowered to help yourself get to where you need to go. And you're like, Kimrah, where do I need to go? I don't know that, but I know that you have a path. I know that you have a purpose. I know that there was a reason that you are here watching me, or that you are on this, you're looking for something, right? Because you have a path and a purpose that you came to do. You have a gift, whatever it may be, and you need to put it to service for yourself and for others. And let me just put this quick aside, because there are a lot of people who think that because you have a gift, you should not be paid for your gift. That is incorrect, okay? When you were born into this body and into this life, the gifts that you were given to you so that you could thrive. You cannot get poor enough to make another poor person less poor. This doesn't freaking make sense. What you can do is get rich enough to help thousands of people. That's your goal. Your goal is, if you want to be of an extreme service to others, Get good. Make sure you're okay. Make sure your family is well taken care of. Make sure you can fill your belly. Make sure you can put gas in your car. Make sure you can keep going. You see, remember we were talking about this cup, this little cup? If you aren't taking care of your cup, how can you take care of anybody else? How can you truly be of service if you're burning yourself out trying to be of service? Unfortunately, most of us mothers have this paradigm. We were taught to just give and give and give and give and give and give and give. And that is not what you want. You don't want to sit there and just keep giving and giving and giving until you're empty, right? That's not the point. You don't want to just give and give and give and give and give until you're empty. What you want to do is give and then receive, and then give and then receive, and then give and then receive, guys. Why? Because that's the nature of life. It's an ebb and flow. We're talking about bringing the waters back into ourselves. The mother, right? Gaia's blood is the ocean. Okay. I love to swim. I'm a mermaid. And look at my colors on my earrings. Don't they remind you of the sea? So when you are in flow, things will come to you with ease and ease and ease. But when you are in resistance, you run up against the rocks. Okay. Now, everybody knows that running into a rock is never going to be fun. So these are the things, that the blocks that you come into in your life, and you're like, why the heck am I running into that? It's for you to take notice of where you are not caring for yourself. Okay. So let's do an activation right now so that you can be empowered to do the work that you need to do for you. Okay. I'm going to ask my guides to come in and help me. Let me pick a crystal. Pick a crystal. I got a big ass piece of amethyst. I've got my blue kyanite, guys, that I never leave home without, because it's just my freaking favorite stone on the planet. And if you have any bone or back problems, ladies and gentlemen, I always encourage this blue kyanite to add into your life. This really helped me heal my soul. I've also got a piece of blue celestite. I think we're going to go with these two right now. All right, breathe with me, guys. Breathe with me. Dear Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Michael, join me now. Archangel Uriel, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, with your beautiful green healing light, I thank you, all of you, for joining me in this moment. Help me to share with my beautiful viewers and my star family and my friends out here, for them to understand, like, we are empowered. We are empowered beings. The universe is begging for you to step into your sovereignty. The universe is begging you to please open your heart and receive this. But we'll start with this caveat. May only that is which for my highest good join me now. May the thing that is only in the most unconditional love join me now. May I wipe the veil from my eyes so that I can see. May I open my heart with ease so that love can flow in and out. Abundance is made of love, ladies and gentlemen. Money is the way the universe blesses you for how much you love yourself. So you want to love yourself more. You want to say, today, I want to thank my body. Dear body, I love you. Thank you for the breath that you gave me this morning that I am sitting here complaining about. Thank you for loving me and allowing me to walk. Thank you for loving me and allowing me to move my arms if I can't walk. Thank you for loving me because my heart has not stopped beating yet, and it still keeps beating, and I don't even think about it. Amen. Please, thank you, body, because I know that although I have ignored you up until now, I'm not ignoring you anymore, because we're on the same team. We're on the same side. I know that we are connected. I know that we are connected to the one true God and Goddess, the divine parents of the entire universe. We know that we are facets of the one true God and Goddess. We know that we are the divine children, and that we are expressions of Gaia and her love in multifaceted beings and ways, and so many different faces and colors, and that all of those things are beautiful. All of those things are beautiful. Why? Because the God and the Goddess, they wanted to experience everything. So the way that they experienced everything is through us. And so we are doing our part, and we're connecting. We're connecting to Gaia. We're putting our feet on the earth. We're connecting to God and we're looking up to the sky and we're connecting with the sky. We're breathing in. We're allowing more love. We're allowing more joy. We're allowing more happiness. Why? Because you deserve it. Because that is your birthright. Because that is the abundance that you have been asking for. That is the question that you wanted. How do I get to this state of happiness? How do I have more love in myself? It's already there. You just have to let go of the things that hurt you, that told you that you couldn't have it. But you can. And you can start right now. Okay? We are activating your ability to start loving yourself right now. It does not have to be tomorrow. It doesn't have to be next week. It's right fucking now. Why? Because you're worthy. You're worthy. You're beautiful. You deserve it. You are supposed to be here. You are wanted. Even if the people who gave birth to you, they didn't want you, I want you. The goddess wants you. The God wants you. The planet wants you. The trees want you. We have so many different intergalactic and galactic and planetary and non-planetary and animal and non-animal spirit guides and loves. They're all available to you. But we only want the ones, okay, guys, let's be discriminating and discerning of who we allow into our energetic bubble. We only want the ones who are coming at us with unconditional love, okay? Why? Because if you don't put that caveat down, if you don't place that thin line of protection around yourself, that it is only unconditional love, you leave yourself open to those who would like to masquerade as loving you. And they are not. They are not loving you, okay? So you need to understand these things. You need to understand that you are more than worthy to receive anything and everything that you've asked for. There's nothing that you cannot have. It's just simply a matter of how to get to it. And 90% of the time, you don't need that. You don't need to worry about the how. You just need to worry about the end goal, and you need to have a fuck ton of faith, okay? I am a crazy person. I'll freely admit it. I have way more faith than is probably normal, and yay. And yay, and thank the Lord, and thank the goddess. Because if I didn't have this faith, y'all, I would have killed myself 27 times. They would have had to bring me back, and I would have had to kill myself again. They would have had to bring me back, okay? So thank God and the goddess that I did not do these things. But what keeps me going? What keeps me ticking? What keeps me lifting my head up every day, guys? The knowledge that my spirit guides, my angels, the goddess, the divine mother, my divine parents, they're on my side. And you are able to connect to them. You don't need a fucking translator. You don't need someone to come cut cords from you. You don't need these things. Now, if you feel that you need extra help, I understand that. But eventually, you can do all of the things yourself. Why? Because you're gifted with that. Like, that's your fucking gift. Like, these gifts are not just exclusive to certain people. No. What the point is that you got to go find out, what is my gift? How do I use it? How do I connect? And how can I get where I got to go? Okay? And then you got to stay focused. Let's talk about staying focused, guys. Look, you got to put the blinders on like this and mind your own fucking business. Okay? You got to put the blinders on. What do we have coming down the pipeline, guys, in the next 3 months? We're looking at massive financial issues. We're looking at massive upheaval in the weather. People have been talking about global warming. We're going into global cooling, okay? People are talking about the pandemic. We're having a resurgence. People are talking about stimulus checks and payments. That's going to be a mess. People are talking about all these other things. All of these things are going to be a fucking problem. But you know what isn't a problem? What's going on in here? You can control all of this. All of this. You can decide to not be bothered by it. You can decide to not react. You can decide to not get drawn into the bullshit. And I need you to decide that, okay? I need you to understand that the biggest job that you're going to do right now is to go on an inner journey and find out why you're hurt and take care of that. Because as you heal all of the things that have hurt you, you slowly spiral your way into the fifth dimension, because the fifth dimension is unconditional love. And in that dimension, you have abundance. So if you can start to tap into this unconditional love in your life, regardless of what is going on outside, regardless of what's going on in your bank account, regardless of what's going on with your parents, regardless of what's going on with homeschool, regardless of what's going on with the pandemic, you're golden. Period. And then the gold will show up. Like, that's how the fuck it works. Like, it's the craziest thing. Like, as soon as you become unbothered by bullshit, and mind you, not to say that trauma is bullshit, because it's not, guys. It's not. And it's not easy to unroot, and it's not easy to deal with, and it fucks you up for eons. Okay, so I'm not going to say that. But you have to understand that there can be an end to your suffering. And when you choose the end to your suffering, that's the key, okay? That's the key. So I think I'm going to pull a card for you guys, because I haven't done a live in a long time, and I was so bored. Oh my God, I was so freaking bored. I was like, are we done recuperating yet? Has enough crap broken yet? Are we there yet? You know, like, you're supposed to be patient, but guys, I got to tell you, for a spiritual person, I'm fucking impatient. Like, I suck at it. And I've gotten better, don't get me wrong, but I'm a work in progress just like you, okay? And for people who act like they're not a work in progress, that's great. But, you know, I'm not that person. Hi, Kara. Oh, I'm so happy you jumped on here and I'm not driving you crazy. Welcome to my channel. And Jude, I love you so much. You know that. Like, obsessed. But tell your friends, guys. Share with them these situations that I'm speaking on, because it's hard enough without you being judged by a bunch of spiritual frou-frous who are telling you that you're not good enough because you can't meditate for 3 hours a day. Man, if you got kids, you're lucky if you have 7 minutes to yourself while you're peeing, okay? So you have to make this spirituality work for you. That's why Gaia Soars is about practical application. Like, how do I become and maintain my spirituality in the midst of all this fuckery? Because there is so much fuckery. So much. It's overwhelming, right? So, ooh, let's see what we got. Aw, I love this card. It's the love card. Now, I want you to take note of this card, guys. You see how love has both hands open? Both hands. Why? Because if you're in an unconditional loving point, you have to have both hands open to receive. And I have said this like 7 times this week. Like, it's so funny that you can't make this shit up. That's all I'm going to say. When you start going down these pathways, you just can't make this shit up. So how can you receive your abundance if you're doing this, or if you're doing this, or if you're doing this? Where will the abundance fall? It's not going to fall into your hands or into your cup or into your bank account. It's going to get scattered elsewhere, right? Why? Because you don't have a resting place for the abundance. So you have to have faith, and you got to put your hands like this, and you got to relax them, and you got to let the universe gift you what you need, okay? You got to say, you know what I used to say before I got my manifesting stuff better under control? I would say, I need a sugar daddy. Right? I'm like, fuck, isn't there someone who's going to like pay for me to live? Like, where's those guys that come and they have tons of money they want to waste on you, right? I never found that guy. But since I couldn't find that guy, I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch my mindset. The universe is my sugar daddy. Ooh. And then things started to change, because when the universe was my sugar daddy, that means there was no limitations to what I could receive, because the universe can give me anything I want. I just have to be willing to receive it. The universe will show up and drop things into my lap. Why? Because I can receive it. You know, so you have to realize that your abundance is limited by your comfort zone. If you're so comfortable that you're not going to get more. Like, even when you have a good life, guys, you can always have more. You can always have more. Always. Like, you can have more ad nauseum until you fucking die. Okay? If you've never heard of Amanda Francis, go check her out. She's on YouTube also. She is a money mindset abundance coach. She operates from a position of overflow. And her concepts on how to deal with money blow my mind every freaking time. And it's because of this. There is never a shortage of love. Never. Never. There's never a shortage of love. So if you can always have love, you can always have money. And if you can always have money, then anything you spend will be replaced immediately. And that's it. Like, it's fascinating. Like, I listened to her and I was just like, what have I been doing this whole time? I was like, what the fuck? So you guys got to remember, just remember that you need to love yourself on such a deep, ridiculous, almost stupid level. Like, people would be like, oh, that's stupid. I love me enough to not let that bother me. I love me enough to keep doing what I know is best for me. I love me enough to not waste money, because sometimes you think you're wasting money, but you're investing in yourself. So like when you go and you get a mani-pedi or a massage so that your body quits aching, that's an investment into yourself. But if you think about it like it's a waste, you're doing yourself a disservice. Flip your perspective. What am I spending money on? I'm investing in myself. I'm not wasting money. I'm investing in my well-being. I'm investing in my heart. I'm investing in my relaxation. I'm investing in my thought patterns so that I can be more abundant, more focused, more clear, much more happy. Okay? Super important. Super important. It's the same thing with the foods you eat, guys. I don't care what you eat, but if you notice that you're eating something that makes you feel like crap, mayhap you might want to take that out. Just the thought pattern. Because your body will do whatever it needs to heal you if you feed it the things that will help it heal. Okay, sometimes we eat too damn much. Sometimes you don't even need to eat nothing. Sometimes you're ODing on the food and then your body can't reset. Did you know that the reason intermittent fasting works so well is because it allows your body to waste less energy on digestion and spend more energy on healing? So if you go to, like, I think they do like 16, 8, whatever. There's different types of intermittent fasting. Guys, don't quote me on that shit because I definitely didn't look it up. I'm just talking. But if you look into the different types of intermittent fasting that are there, when you only eat maybe once a day and you've hurt yourself, you will heal faster. If you go 24 to 72 hours without eating at all and just do a drink or a juice fast or a water fast with like lemon, you allow your body to focus its energy elsewhere, not on digestion. Okay. Another thing that many of us are not doing that we desperately need to do is moving. Like, get the fuck up. You wonder why you have anxiety? How many steps did you walk today? People who have high anxiety need to exercise twice as much as people who have no anxiety. Why? When you have anxiety, you need to be able to burn off that excess energy that is like making you anxious, right? So if you do that, you'll actually be able to sleep at night. But if you're only doing, say, 4,000 steps a day, that's not enough to get your anxiety under control or even get you to sleep. Yeah, dude, trust me. Like, my Reiki master, Kira, my Reiki master has high anxiety. So she works out like a banshee. Like, it's a non-negotiable thing for her to not work out on a daily. Okay. I mean, sometimes she'll obviously take days off and whatever, but for the most part, she does yoga every day, or she does she's an old beach body workout coach. Like, she works out incessantly because she is a high anxiety individual. Her mom was a high anxiety individual. And so she understands that her body functions like this. So in order to get herself calm, she works it the fuck out. Makes perfect sense to me. I'm a high anxiety person also. I need to move constantly. And when I don't move, I just become sort of discombobulated and I just start to get snappy and I just start to look like someone's crazy ass chihuahua. Not good, you know? So these are the things that you have to understand. You need to work with your body more to allow it to heal itself, to implement the things that you need. All right, what's our card? My cards are laughing at me. Guys, this says patience. I can't make this crap up. So look, I suck at this, but it's something that you definitely need to work on, because the things that you may see in meditation take an extremely long time to unfold in the 3 dimension. Okay? It's so fucking annoying. I was just talking about this with my friend Sam the other day. I was like, God, if things would hurry up in 3D, we might make it, but they take forever. So, God, okay, so it's 2020. So 8 years ago, I saw like this massive destruction and all of this craziness that is happening this year, but I didn't understand it. So I was in nursing school at the time, and I packed a freaking duffel bag. Like, I would go to the hospital, guys. I probably shouldn't say this, but I would like take stuff from the hospital every time I would go, and I would pack it into a bag to be ready for the apocalypse, because I thought it was right around the corner. But it took fucking 8 years to get here. So all the crap that I had, I ended up just like getting rid of it. Like, I totally I totally had to get rid of it, you know? Oh, Jude, this is the Lumen edition of the Threads of Fate Oracle cards. I love these cards. They're freaking phenomenal. You got to get this. They come in multiple colors too. There's like a Journey Weaver, there's a Shadow version, like great pack. Check it out, guys. So I'm just like endorsing 1,000 people. Anyway, so look, you have to have patience, guys, because it takes time for whatever you're dealing with to come to fruition, right? So this patience card is like an egg, but it also looks like a turtle shell, right? You guys know the story of the tortoise and the hare. When the tortoise crossed the finish line, the hare was taking a nap. Why? Because he was impatient. So he thought he was just going to get it and he would have plenty of time and the tortoise would never make there. And then he fucked up and the tortoise won. Well, this is also like an egg or a seed. When you plant a seed, every seed has a specific time that it will grow. You can't rush the growth of a seed. Too often, here's a reference. Many of us are star seeds. We have been planted here on Gaia to help with the ascension process. And while we were planted here, we needed time to grow to our fruition. So I'm old as shit to be getting it together, guys. That's what I like to tell people. I was like, I'm 38. I'll be 39 this year. It took me this whole damn time to figure out what the heck I was supposed to be doing. Everybody used to talk to me, oh, you're wasted potential, Kimrah. Anyway, right? Not a big deal. Why? Because each seed and soul knows its own ripening point, and you cannot rush when you will be there. Just like, even though I was tired of freaking being heartbroken and hurt and whatever the heck was bothering me, it took time. It took a whole month. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to do like 7 lives in the process, but every time that I would go to do a live, it wasn't time. And I had to respect my own process. And I had to allow myself to heal. And I had to allow myself to wait till the itch just got too bad. And then here we are doing a live. Okay. And of course, I just look so like I normally look, crazy. Because you know what? It's not about how I look. It's not. It's about the message that I'm sharing with you and the importance of what you guys need to hear. It's super important. Like, one of the best things that we can do for each other is to tell our stories, right? Why? Because when you share your story with someone, they are less alone. They are able to understand that they're not the only ones that went through this freaking crazy crap. You're not the only one that got Baker acted. You're not the only one who did a fuck ton of drugs. You're not the only one that was trying to block it out with alcohol or coke or weed or whatever. You're not the only one. And so when you're not the only one, it makes it easier for you to get better because you have something in common with someone, and then you can get tips from them on how they got out of it. And then there's a sense of community that, okay, I'm not being ostracized. I'm not being singled out. I'm not just being punished for whatever I think I did, right? No, guys, this is not about punishment. The religious people, they got it wrong. This is not about punishment. God is not punishing you. Oh, you need to surrender your deep control of what you think it was and what you thought you were supposed to do and where you think you're supposed to go. Let it go. Let it go and follow your heart. Let it go, drop into your soul and figure it out. Let it go and just surrender to the process. When it's time to rest, it's fucking time to rest. Turn your phone off, turn the internet off, turn the people off to the best of your ability. Obviously, if you have kids, we know that's damn near impossible. But find someone who can watch them, who you know they're safe with. Allow yourself to receive the help that you need. I suck at that. Listen, I will freely tell you that I suck at allowing people to help me. I have spent the last month learning it better. Real truth. Because I don't know how to receive it. So you have to surrender to the fact that you need love and you need help and you need support. And then that's how you can build community. That's how you can make great friends. That's how you can get through whatever it is that you're going through, because you're not alone. You're not. We're all fucking suffering. 9 out of 10 women have been sexually abused. 9 out of 10. Which means you're not the only one that this fucked up thing happened to. 9 out of 10 women have been abused before the age of 10. 9 out of 10. You know what I mean? So it's like, these numbers are staggering, but they show you the sheer level of disrespect against the mother. And then it explains to you why you need to release that past and that pattern and that story, and you can pick up a new one, guys. I encourage you to write a new story for yourself today, and one that is full of joy and happiness and peace and abundance. We have a new full moon coming up at the next week on Thursday. It's on October 1st. And I want you to release whatever has not served you. I want you to write it down, go outside under the moon, burn that shit, okay? Every fucked up thing that ever happened to you, write it down and say, you know what? That was then, this is now, and I'm not taking that luggage with me any further. I've carried it long enough. There is no longer any need for me to tell that story. I'm not a victim, I'm a survivor. Not only am I surviving, I am thriving. I was meant to be abundant. I was meant to be rich as fuck. I was meant to be happy as a clam in pig shit. Like whatever, phrase or saying you want to use. The point is, you get to choose. So I want you to choose this week. I want you to choose right now. I want you to think to yourself, I'm willing to accept my new life. I'm willing to accept that I am abundant. I'm willing to accept that I am allowed to have all the fucking things that I ever wanted and everybody told me I couldn't have. It's not true. Screw them and love you. That's my thought pattern, right? Screw them, love you. And people are going to be like, oh, but isn't that narcissistic? Is it? Is it narcissistic to love yourself enough to not allow people to hurt you? I don't think so. I don't think so. I believe that it is of the utmost importance for us to learn how to balance ourselves by not being extra retarded and overly giving away what we need. Well, let's see what we got. Ha! Okay, so you have to go into the underworld, right? You see all of these traipsing, and look, it's almost like she's got it looks like thorns are wrapped around her wrist, right? Why? Because when you're in bondage, it's painful. And this is where you have to do your shadow work, guys. Shadow work is embracing the things that have hurt you and letting them go. It's when you go into your heart and into your spaces and understand, wow, I was really hurt. And then you sit there and you pour all the love that you never got from anyone else. You draw it into that space and you shine it. You see how this light is shining out of the top of the card? You shine the light of your own love into that space where you were hurt. And you forgive yourself and you forgive the person who hurt you. And it's not about forgiving them so that they can be free. Fuck them. It's about forgiving yourself and forgiving them so that you're free. This is how you find your road to your own freedom, guys. Super important. The things that hurt you are the things that keep you bound. And you don't need that. You don't need to be bound. Baby, you free. Come on now. So then once you do all of that, look at this. You get this beautiful staff of power. You get to be your sovereign self. You get to be an integrated, balanced, loving human being who is working with divine intervention and potential. Then you can create the 5D reality that you're looking for. And this is how we step into 5D, guys. It is an internal drawing of your divinity into the physical vessel and merging them and turning them into this shining, glow, loving aspect of our gods and goddesses, of our divine parents, because you are a divine individual having a freaking human experience. You're a star wrapped in people clothes, right? So why would you let people take your power? Don't let people take your power. You got to be like, hey, I want all my power back. You disempowering individual, give it back. You disempowering individual, give it back, give it back, give it back, give it back, and drag your power back into you. Fill your cup up, patch up the holes, plug back in the freaking gems, and then you will become this beautiful vessel that gets to just hold the love and the light of the universe like you were meant to hold it. And that's my wish for everyone. Always. Just always. I don't even have any other wishes. I hope that you will find your power and have the most abundant and beautiful light and life ever. Period. Why? Because it's possible. That's why the mass awakening is happening right now, because the system is broken and it's causing us to stay trapped in the underworld, and there's no need for it. If you don't know how to get there, follow people like me. And there's other people, like there's Helia Sun, she's on YouTube. You can follow her. There's Saman Lodi on Facebook. There's Melissa Hay 2 from Light Love Prana. She's on Facebook and Instagram. Like, there are so many light workers out there, but just be discerning of the ones that walk the walk and talk the talk, okay? There is a light worker split happening in the community right now, and not everybody is walking the walk and talking the talk. So you want someone who is as authentic as possible, someone who is comfortable in their own skin, someone who is not afraid to speak their truth to you. The patience card keeps fucking coming up because I'm not that patient. So, and my cards will not let me forget it. They're like, you need to be more patient. Okay. Because I have my lessons to learn too, guys. I'm not perfect. I'm not special. I'm not even that nice. Really, truthfully, I'm really not. But do I care enough about people to come on YouTube and tell these stories? Do I care enough about people to come and do Reiki healings for them? Do I care enough about people to do oracle card readings for them? Yes. Yes, because I feel that you need a little bit of guidance, and I've been blessed to have this gift to be able to give you some guidance. And if you feel that you resonate with my guidance, hit me up. If not, okay. I have all of these different YouTube things that you can watch, or you can come on my Facebook page and you can read all my crazy ass memes for the day. Oh, super importante. Don't forget to ask your body. Guys, your body is communicating with you all the time. It behooves you to understand what it is trying to tell you. Get to be friends with your bodies, guys, please. This is of utmost importance. Your body is your spaceship. Your body is, people are like, your Merkaba structure. Your body is your fucking Merkaba structure, okay? You need this body to work through whatever is happening in this life. So if your physical vessel is not on point because you're in too much pain, too much this, too much that, well, then it is to your advantage to figure out how to reverse whatever is wrong with your physical vessel right now. And it can be done. It absolutely 1000% can be done. Why? Because once you will for it to be so, it can be so. And once you allow your body to have the nutrients and the supplements and the rest and the energy and the exercise that it needs, it will come back to where it was supposed to be. There is inside of you a perfect pattern in your DNA that tells you this is where we are an optimal. So you need to let your body get you back to optimal, and you need to work with it, okay? Ask your body, like, hey, body, what do you want me to do today so I can feel so freaking great? That's all you got to do. I mean, well, maybe not sing that song, but I sing songs about random shit, so obviously that's how I do it. And then I'm insane, right? So I'll just be like, hey, cells in the body of Kimrah, This is your goddess speaking, because I'm silly like that. Like, I feel like you should have fun and laugh about things. I'm like, this is your goddess speaking. And then I will just tell my body how much I love it. I'll be like, body, I love you. You're so cute. Body, I love you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Like, you need to love on your body, and any part of your body that is giving you a hard time, you need to love on it more. So say you have problems with your womb. Take the time and get a crystal that resonates with the womb. For instance, your sacral chakra is orange, right? So get an orange crystal, right? Get your orange crystal, and I got a big old piece of orange calcite. So you get your orange crystal, you put it over where your sacral chakra is, guys, that's underneath your belly button area. And you put that there, and you just pour love into that area. And you just hold your hands over your sacral, and you go, I love you so much. No matter what the society has told me, no matter what people think I should be, whether I'm female, whether I'm male, whether I'm transgender, whether I'm not transgender, whether I'm bi, queer, whatever, none of that shit matters. I am a soul. I'm a divine soul. I am a divine star being walking in this body, having a physical experience. And it is my responsibility to love myself and my sexuality, no matter what, no matter who I like or who I don't like, or when I like them or if I don't like them, or if I like them for the first half of my life, then I decide to switch the other half of my life. None of my fucking business. None of it. But it's your business to love whatever choice you make, because that will empower you. That will get you where you need to go. That will make you feel much better about who you are. And then everything gets better from there. Can it get better and better and better and better? Yes. Yes, it can. But it all starts with you deciding that you want it to be better. Okay? So I think we're done. I don't think they have anything else for me to say to you guys today at all. And this feels so good. Orange calcite, by the way, guys, you can take slivers of this and put it in your water and drink it, and it'll help to add trace minerals into your body that strengthen your bones. So if you have calcium deposits or deficiencies, guys, check out some orange calcite, okay? And it's just a really soothing and smooth stone too. So if you want to do like hot stone massages, this is a good one. Definitely for the lower legs and stuff like that. So if you guys want to know how to reach out and find me, you want to book a session, you want some tips on how to get through the next few months, you want to learn about some crazy random astrology shit, whatever, guys, I'm here to help you. I have been on a sabbatical because I had my own shit to deal with, but I'm back and I've been bored and I'm happy to be doing this live. So reach out to me. All of the information is in the comments and the links, and I love you. Have a magical weekend, guys.